Hello, and welcome to Cancel City, a show about the place where all the forgotten stories go. I'll be your guide, GM Apelles, founder of 4-Story Games, and with me today are a few lovely players looking to delve into the land of forgotten tales.
I'm Bree Eggleston. Thanks for having me.
Hi.
And I'm Cavin Eggleston. I'm happy to be here.
And we have one more, James Sanders, who is sick today, who's going to probably be joining us later. I will be doing some backstory things with him as well. Is there any place online if people want to find you or something like that?
Oh, we have multiple things, but your best bet is going to cavineggleston.com. That's CavinEggleston.com.
Yep, that's got all my comedy dates as well as all my shows.
Yay!
And our podcasts.
Oh, yes.
That's what I meant by shows. Sorry.
Sure it was.
Either way, you can find all of them, and hopefully they... Oh, this is so great. I'm sorry. I'm just very happy. I'm very excited that you both are here.
We're excited.
I'm
Yeah.
so on edge and giddy and just very happy, and I'm glad you all joined me. I have written a couple of adventures, and I'm a game designer, and today we will be testing one of them, and I'm very excited that both of you have come to join me. Today we're going to be setting up a live play of the title Cancel City. Cancel City uses a new game system called Vessel, the adventure game. It's a very simple, lottery-based role-playing game where players make their characters by adding tags of all different kinds to their vessel at the start, and then pull randomly as we play in the hopes of getting enough successes to achieve their goals.
Nice.
Today, however, we're not jumping right into play. Instead, we will be building up our game world and doing a bit of setting the stage for our adventure. If that sounds interesting to you, or if you intend to play the game, we encourage you to listen along as we hash out details. This will be the session 0, but if you want to jump right into the action, feel free to skip this part and begin with episode 1. All right. Sound good, everybody?
Sounds great.
Sure does.
Excellent. So we're going to start with the cycle of play. You two are both familiar with this, but whenever you're playing a role-playing game, the cycle of play is basically I, the guide, introduce an idea, a setting, a description, a place, or something happening. You all, as players, decide as your characters what you want to do in that setting. Then there's some mechanic that decides whether or not what you wanted to do goes how you wanted it to go. And then at the end, I will reveal, how it went, and I'll re-describe the setting, and we'll start again.
Nice.
That's basically how all role-playing games work. And this one has a few particular rules on that part 3, and we'll get into that a little bit later once we've made our characters.
Okay.
I'm also just going to give a few rules. These are the rules I use for pretty much every role-playing game, and I want to go over one thing that was very useful in setting up this game. Rule number 1, don't talk over each other. That's anytime we're playing role-playing games, it's the one thing I penalize people for in-game, is people talking over each other. But that's mostly because it's like taking the game controller away from your little brother while they're playing.
Why would you do that, Bree?
Most of the game is talking, right? So it's very important that we, do that. The second rule is the excuse, that's what my character would do, is insufficient. Make a better character.
Oh, nice.
We're here playing a game together, and we know each other, and we're going to be making characters together, and it'll be great. But if you are playing this game, do keep in mind that the character that you make should be one that everybody should want to play with, right? Everyone should have a good time with that character.
Don't be an a-hole.
Yeah, don't be an a-hole. And worse, don't make a character that's an a-hole.
Yeah.
Make someone that people would actually want to, play with and have an adventure with.
Or boring.
Boring. Mostly it's more indecision, I have found.
Ooh,
characters who aren't very I don't care about anything. Well, why are you going to go on an adventure then? What are you doing? You make a character who wants to go and have some goals and want to do something.
Give me some passion.
Some energy,
Yeah.
something like that. So just make a character that's fun, and we will go over everyone's characters today just to make sure everything's in line and everything's like that. The last rule, I think, is the most important one, is that this is a game. Mm-hmm. There are rules, but also there's luck. Things can go good sometimes. Sometimes they can go bad. Mm-hmm. But that's the game. That's how games are made. If it was just us talking without a game, then we wouldn't have to worry about that. But because it is a game, sometimes you can die just because you made all the right decisions and you just The luck was not your lady that night. That's a part of this experience.
Just like real life. Oh, I don't like that.
I was going to say, like, brain aneurysm.
There's somebody who said, what was it? Picard. He said, it is possible to make all the right decisions and still fail, I think.
Yeah, you can get Kobayashi Maru'd.
Yeah.
Yeah, you 100% can get Kobayashi Maru'd.
Yep.
Which always sounds like a fancy hot dog to me every time I hear
I
it.
think of like a Korean barbecue place or something, right?
I like how it's food-based for both of
was.
you.
Yeah.
100%.
What else did you think we were going to reference?
Oh, that was the thing I was going to tell you all. I'm very bad at references.
Oh.
We're going to do our best. I'm very happy I caught Kobayashi Maru.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I said that right.
You did.
Good.
We're going to make references, and he's going to be like, that is very deep and insightful. What does it mean? And like, he's going to be like, they're philosophers on this podcast. And you're like,
100%.
your audience listening back is like, that's Star Wars. They're just Star Warsing. Or do not. There is no try. That's not deep. That's Yoda.
Yeah. It was Yoda who said that. All right. But on the other part of that, just the good part about it is a game, and that means you can get better at it.
Yeah.
Right? You can get better or worse. If you're fighting in a fight, you can learn like, oh, I fight the archers first instead of the big tank guy in the front. Oh. Or if you're doing an investigation, you can think about what's the best place for look for clues, who's to ask. If you're conversating with someone, you can make a clever argument that is very difficult to be refused. These are all tactics, right? And Vessel is more broad. It is not just combat. So being good at combat is not the same as being good at Vessel. You have to be good at investigations and conversation as well. And it is my job as the guide to help you all, learn how to do that with the rules, but also in real life, just to have some tactics about the game. The last bit is because it's a game, the people playing the game are always more important than the game. And if you're listening to this, I do want to remind you of that. The people playing the game are more important than the game. Make sure everyone's comfortable with whatever's going on. Mm-hmm. We've done some pre-work already, and that's the kind of people I wanted to shout out with. There is a TTRPG safety toolkit that was created by Kiana Shaw and Lauren Bryant Monk. You can find it at bit.ly/TTRPG safety toolkit. And it was really useful. It helped us all kind of be on the same page. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go over some of the highlights now, but if you are looking to play a game, I do encourage you to give it a look. We're going to try to keep things PG rated for the most part. We'll see how it goes.
That's why I bleeped myself earlier. I was like, ooh, this might be from people that aren't my age.
We'll try. We'll do our best. And we can do some stuff in post if we need to. But
emotional age or physical age, Bree? Emotional or physical? Different numbers.
Are you calling me old?
Or young.
Okay.
Don't be young. He's calling you young.
Okay, I like that.
For us, our when we went through the checklist, all of us together, the big things that came up were no big social issues. We're here to have fun. We're not talking about like the economy and politics and all kinds of stuff like that. We're just having a little fun here. We went with flirting is okay, but nothing explicit. No bugs, gore, harm to children, or harm to animals.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that was the big ones. If these things come up, we'll cut away or we'll rework the story. Kind of stopping a role-playing game in the middle of it and, hard stopping and starting again is a feature of the game. It's not a mistake or something like that. And that is something that you can take advantage of because it's just you all playing a game together. It's not like you're playing a video game where it's baked in already to the code. Like, we can just stop it and change it, right? So we curate our own experience. And today, the one we're giving to you all, right? So whatever you want to do, we can change it. Don't feel bad. I didn't I've made the whole world, but if something about it you need to change, I can make it again. It's not gonna hurt my feelings.
It might make your adventure creative brain happy. In fact,
right? Mm-hmm,
yeah,
it's gonna be inspiring. That's one of my favorite things. It's just. That's why I'm actually so excited because both of you all are very good at thinking on your toes, probably better than me. And we'll get that sorted out. We'll see how good that goes. So, what my plan for today is to describe the game world, a little bit of the rules. We'll make characters and your vessels today, and we'll get everybody in the same place, and we will start the game.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
It'll just be the opening scene, and we'll kind of get it going, and then episode 1, we'll dive back into it. James will be here, and we'll go into it full throttle.
Sounds good.
I'm excited.
All right. So, let's begin. When we think of the word city, a lot of images come to mind. For most, the massive skyscrapers that frame the horizon is probably the first thing that pops up. The towers that cut the skyline for each of the major cities, London, New York, Chicago, huge structures that dominate the landscape. For others, you may think of the alleyways and sidewalks crowded with all kinds of people from all walks of life, these concrete boardwalks, quiet, dark corners full of murderers or crime. Perhaps the public transit, the cabs, the corner stores and hotels, the trappings that make such a monumental collection of people able to function within such close quarters. Finally, you may think of art. You know, the music scenes, the theaters, the graffiti, the nightclubs, the food and sculptures, the dusty basements where the next big thing is brewing up between two roommates on a napkin. Whatever your idea of a city is, hold on to it. Hold it tight. Got it?
Got it.
Good. We're going somewhere else.
Oh!
The first residents of Cancel City were cave drawings. Paintings made of poop and passion on the walls. Warnings about mammoths and snakes and spirits that eventually people forgot once they were eaten by saber-toothed tigers or something. Over time, people began to tell stories around campfires, myths of the gods they believed in, or tall tales about the heroes on the battlefield. Throughout history, people have told stories. It's a clever little survival technique. We aren't bound to only pass things through our genes. We can pass them through pictures, poems, art. Mm-hmm. Words and writing pushed this farther and farther, and the ideas we created were given life and purpose. As our population grew, so did this land of stories that were told. This world became known as the collective. You ever have an idea or tell a story that seems to get away from you? A drawing you made that other people interpret differently, or the all-too-common correction, "That's not what I meant," or "That's not what that means." Mm-hmm. You yourself have probably looked at a TV show or read a poem and filtered it through your own experience, connecting the lives of characters in romantic comedies to your own recent breakups, or feeling the rage of some Celtic warrior while thinking about your current job or manager. You may feel like once something is made and shared, it kind of has a life of its own. Well, it does. Mm-hmm. Or rather, they do. These characters from TV shows, superheroes from comic books, cowboys, talk show hosts all exist and interact in the world of the collective. They live and breathe here. They chat and work. Some of the Godzillas work at infrastructure. The anime protagonists have a chokehold on high school politics. And the scores of villains and henchmen are strangely very unionized. The world of the collective is a strange and marvelous place where all characters of our collected consciousness hold chats, wars, love, and strive to gain the one kind of currency that matters. Attention. Yes, attention. Ats, the young people call them.
I need that. Am I a character in this? Oh no, is the whole world the collective?
Maybe that's true. Maybe that's what the... Okay. Yes, attention. Ats, young people call them. Most people, though, call them tenors. Small note that shows how much the waking world is watching you and how relevant you are to the conscious mind. Everything runs on tenors, and everyone who lives in the collective pays their rent, buys groceries, goes to movies, and lives their best life by trading attention back and forth to the sorry sods who need it most. Some famous ideas, like Marvel characters, classical music scores, Mona Lisas, and the diehards of history, all got enough attention when they were circulating to comfortably retire in the suburbs of nostalgia. Oh. The hills of fond memories, the rolling countrysides of barbecue chats and references will give them enough residuals to never have to work another day in their life. But for the rest of us, there's Cancel City. Cancel City is where old ideas went to die. Not cult classics, not the charming films that we laugh about after too many drinks. Nope. In Cancel City, it's where the podcasts that you never finished live. The action hero that was too edgy or too boring for the year it came out. The apartment buildings smell of crushes and adolescent poetry and terrible foam alien costumes stacked on top of one another. The alleys are clogged with forgotten YouTube personalities, and there's a whole district of side characters from Hallmark Christmas specials. The fashion is designed by those little cereal mascots that didn't quite catch on. The streets are policed by whatever failed weight loss trainer and Saturday morning cartoon villain the city could get their hands on. In short, Cancel City's seen better days. With the influx of internet content, every Tom, Chuck, and Sally believes their creation is going to be the thing that gets the attention it deserves. Every kid is an artist, every gym bro a workout expert, every streaming service a production company. The new mayor, Isekai, has even made a program sending old washed-up ideas out into the collective to keep shows alive long enough for them to get the attention that they need so they can stay out of this mud hole. Heck, you may even win the meme lottery and win enough attention for even a moment just to move somewhere, anywhere else. But until then, you're here. In Cancel City, fighting for survival, scrounging up any attention you can get, doing odd jobs and keeping the engine of the forgotten machine running, jamming up the highway with your stupid dreams of being the next big thing. But who knows? Maybe your luck will turn around. Maybe you just need a chance to show the collective what you're really made of. Maybe, just maybe, you'll show this city that you aren't canceled just yet.
As a comedian, I feel targeted by calling this Cancellation City. I'm like, oh God, what horrible thing have I been recorded saying that got me here?
Surprise, no.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this won't be what happens.
Yes.
Hopefully, our story won't end up in Cancel City.
Man,
but
if I could get canceled PG style, that would be so great.
that's an achievement. I think you get an Xbox achievement for that.
I feel like he's accepted a challenge that you didn't know you issued.
Yeah.
Yo, you're right. You're very right. We could just end up there. That's okay. If we do, that'll be fine. We'll work our way out.
Yeah. Oh no, this got real meta real quick.
Real quick, right off the bat. So first, we are just gonna make our characters. These are people who live in Cancel City. I know y'all have some ideas. You've probably been puttering around. We'll go back and forth, but I think the 4 big questions, so we can jot these down because these will help make your character in Cancel City. Mm-hmm. Number 1, where are you from? Right? What media are you from? Is it a comic? Is it a podcast? Is it some old TV show that's gone out of circulation? Is it some, could you be an old mascot for a high school that has been burnt down? Ooh. All kinds of things you could be. Where are you from? Who you were in the thing you were from. Like, what was your role? Were you the protagonist? Were you a side character? Were you the banker who only had one scene? The third thing is, why was it cut short? Why did it end? I found when doing these, lack of funding is like the most boring answer. So we'll think of some other reason as to why your thing, whatever it was cut short.
Okay.
And then the last one is, why are you willing to do anything for a large amount of tenors right now?
Okay. This is some good pondering.
Yes. So I'll give you all a few seconds. We'll give you a minute. We'll cut, right? There we go. And then we'll come back to this, and then we'll jump in. We'll see what you think. This is the fun part. All the rest stuff is scripted. This is
This is where we have the ability to go off the rails.
Those were all the rails. They're all the rails I had planned. Quite literally.
Well, it sounded beautiful. I was like entranced.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
That's good. I need to set the scene. It's kind of you're right, Kevin. It's a weird kind of meta space that we're occupying. So it's good to, get it set up.
Cavin's already written a novel in his head, I guarantee it. And I'm just like, I have my name.
I think I know who I am. We'll probably start with Cavin then.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, see
I
what
don't know if his penmanship is really good or really bad.
both.
Yeah. It really is all over the place.
I'm looking. It looks beautiful on the page.
Yeah.
And it's written with such an elegant pen.
Yeah.
I can't read it though at all.
No, but he can, and ultimately that's what's necessary. When he writes me cards and stuff, he'll make sure to make it legible.
I just let her fill in the blanks. It's kind of like a Rorschach painting of
You are my-
romance. She's like, most beautiful girl. I'm like, yeah, that's what it says.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what it said. That's what I wrote. And you can also kind of
Your eyes remind me of my parents fighting.
Oh,
Oh, you saw that one in there.
I didn't.
Yes,
Very funny.
like a summer storm, bright and cleansing. Are you still jotting, baby?
Yeah, I can pivot.
No, I like teasing you.
Yeah, but sometimes it's better if I just open my mouth and let whatever wants to come out. So
When?
Yes.
When has that been better? Give me one example.
I threw out a character last night at you, and I thought that was pretty well done. He tried to figure out what I was gonna say and like talk over me, and I didn't want him to be right, so I just was like,
Ah!
I have no idea what she's referencing.
yeah,
Seems that's
I run at
probably because you lost whatever that conversation.
I run at a tenor deficit in my own life.
Yeah.
When you're like, oh, attention's key, I'm like, well, oh
Here
boy.
we are. Well, that's why you're in Cancel City, huh?
Yeah.
Probably. You got it. You get a bunch of them. You got to hold on to it.
Yeah.
You got to like invest it.
yeah.
No, I'm like that guy that just like is on Temu being like, well, wait, what?
Oh, it's all gone? What happened? Yes.
But it was only $1.50.
Well, I guess that's that's a little bit too close to home. All right.
we speak from experience.
This is Cancel City, not Called Out City. Thank you.
That's next door. It's actually it's a little. You got to get on the highway, but it's there. All right. So let's start with Kevin.
All right. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go with a character that's a YouTube personality. His name is Theo, and his internet handle is Celluloid God 99.
Good.
And he is obsessed with the old films of the past. He wanted to be a kind of a pop culture phenomenon where he would just analyze and break down the minutia of these old films and give them like their cultural resonance. Like he's a guy that argues that Die Hard is really a film that breaks down the cultural significance of the male ego in 1980s society because that man would rather kill terrorists than attend one of his wife's office parties.
That kind of like, what is it? I think they call them Facebook warriors.
Yeah.
But like the guy who's just like,
he's just like, this explains everything about modern society. And you're like, dude, it's a movie. It was a movie that's not even it was like a Christmas movie that was released in July. You're reading way too. He just over analyzes everything. So that's why he got canceled, is because nobody wanted to watch like a 3-hour deep dive in the opening scrawl of The Phantom Menace.
but it was very important.
It was to him, and that's why he's wanting to do these jobs, is because he believes so much in these canceled pieces. Is he's like, these matter, and he is going to do whatever he can to get attention to these forgotten things. So he's both a believer in the value of them, but also he's just convinced everyone should care as much as him about them.
So I'm gonna take this dude. We're gonna have some fun with this. I like this idea a lot. So in Cancel City, the version of him that is here is his online persona, right?
Yeah.
He actually is a person who lives in the collective consciousness, but that's not what we're seeing. We're seeing the version of him he put out onto the internet.
Theo doesn't exist. He wouldn't even answer you. He'd be like, "You mean Celluloid God 99?"
100%. And that's what he goes by. People probably call you Celly.
I like that.
And I am betting you run a nonprofit here.
I kind of figured he's like the Cancel City version of a social worker.
Yes, I think you are. And I think you just spend time, like, as people come into your office, you talk about what's going on, where they are. You try to get them connected to the right resources. And your practice even here is kind of failing. That's probably why you need a lot of tenors right now, is to reinvigorate the practice.
Yeah. I'm convinced if I just get that good logo, that's what you get the good logo, then you get the business, and then you move on to nostalgia. I shake my fist at Red Letter Media.
I'm taking notes.
I will fist fight Roger Ebert right now.
I think probably also your business isn't doing well because your sessions run very long.
Yeah. Just get one done a day.
Yep.
And even there, after like 15 minutes, they're like, can we wrap this up?
So where's the help? It's like, no, but you don't understand how good you were.
Yeah.
And he just, yeah.
Oh, he's that guy that overgasses people up. Where he's like, you were the best, man. They're like, no, I
wasn't.
I was a monster movie that didn't have a monster.
Yeah. But you were the monster. Don't you get it? It's good.
Oh, that guy that over-explains like Vonnegut to Vonnegut. Vonnegut's like, no, I didn't.
Not at all. No, it's not.
You missed that point.
So I have two thoughts. Does his social work charge Mediacade? Get it?
Yeah, we got the pun.
I'm very happy, though. That makes me very happy. I get to add Mediacade to the whole world. Did you see that?
The other thing I have to say is he probably doesn't have a lot of friends either, does he? Is he lonely?
His subscriber list was for a while, it was him and his mom. And then she was like,
Oh, no.
Unsubscribe.
He's convinced he's shadow banned.
Oh, no. 100%. Real media doesn't want you to know. Oh, that's fantastic. Let's narrow in then. Let's think about kind of where you live. Because if you are a social worker, I'm probably betting like an apartment, right? Probably not a lot of...
I would see like a studio apartment, but that's just crammed with memorabilia and but insignificant memorabilia. Like not like collectible items. Like it's not like he's got one of those fancy lightsabers or something, but it's like he's like, this was a spork George Lucas ate pudding with one time. And he's like convinced that's what it is. It's not just a spork. He's just like, it couldn't be. The guy on eBay wouldn't have lied to me.
It's in like a shadow box.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm going to say that's probably why you haven't saved a lot of tenors at this point.
No, because I have to save movie history.
That's fantastic. Awesome. I just like that, and we're going to keep going.
All right.
That's fantastic. This is really good. All right. Awesome. Well, let's come over to you, Bree. What you got?
So I should have gone first.
No. This is what this is all about, right? Like, if it's worse, that's better. All right.
So my name is Daisy Lockstep, and I was in a sitcom that ran for 2 years because its sophomore slump hit hard when the lead actress actually perished. IRL.
Oh, no.
IRL. And they did not want to recast because the ratings were like on the bubble, and their main draw was this main actress. So Daisy, you know how in some shows the side character that's quirky and sits at a computer is beloved? She actually was the office accountant in this sitcom, and she would just bring in number reports. But her desk, she had a secret drawer in it that had like all of her little hobbies, she had books and stuff because she loves to read, and then she's also got what else does she have?
Like tiny paper maches.
Yeah, she's like little origami things, and she likes to make red pandas because they're cute and they use their tails as pillows. But she never showed that part of herself, and that's why she didn't become the beloved like side character that other people could be.
So the not quirky office assistant.
Yes, yeah. But she wanted to break out, and she wanted to be quirky and show her true colors, her true weirdness and personality. But she was stuffed into this little box because the lead character was very animated and was the beloved character.
What was the name of the show?
Happy Times.
Happy Times.
I like that you're like the reverse Jessica Rabbit, because like Jessica Rabbit's like, I'm not bad, I'm just drawn this way, and you're like, I'm not boring, I'm just written this way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Daisy, her reason for tenors is because she wants to be able to, because her little tiny baby house, she doesn't know how she afforded it to begin with, but it's very like mundane. She doesn't have a lot of stuff up on the walls, and she really wants to get some tenors so she can push outside of the box that she was written in, and like paint her house hot pink and be able to add some boho themed what is that called? The crochet stuff that goes on the walls. Macrame.
I know what macrame is.
Yeah. Hey,
Apparently
you got that reference.
Macaroni. Yeah. I don't know why you'd put pasta on a wall, but
and she wants to be able to show who she is finally, and she can't do that unless she is able to afford showing her personality outside of just her inner thoughts.
Okay. I'm going to do something that might make you sad.
Please do.
All right. I'm going to bet the leading lady in real life has passed away. The character is still around.
Oh. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You have a house in Kansas City. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It costs a lot of attention to get that. I'm going to bet that the character felt bad for you. She is out in the hills of nostalgia, but before she left you a little property.
She pity propered me?
100%. You got pity property.
Oh, and it was like the cheapest thing on the market, so she could feel like good about herself.
Oh no, she decorated it to match your vibe.
Oh shit.
But the vibe of the character you had in the show,
and
not your actual vibe. So all of it's like just a little mauve, just like there's she bought you like a stenographer desk in the side of it. Like she just like, oh, that's clearly, and you all had time to learn about who each other are, but she never took that time.
No.
She didn't at all.
Yeah.
What era of sitcom? Like, is this 70s, 80s, 90s?
Point.
I want to say like 90s, where there would be a computer at the desk, but it was massive, and so getting up from it would take some effort, and that there was a dot matrix printer too, and so there was always like that in the back. Thank you. Yes. Because Daisy was printing reports a lot. so she always had like stacks of paper, but they were well organized paper. And then if something printed wrong, she would take that paper and make a little origami thing and stick it in her happy drawer. Ooh, I didn't like.
No, it's been said.
It's already out there.
Sometimes you yes and retcon. Not now. Not now. That's frozen in time. And in fact, Celluloid God 99's like, the happy drawer was a euphemism for, and the cultural
100%.
touchstone of this.
And it's very clear that what she really needed was maybe when this part gets cut.
PG.
I want
PG.
to know. Sorry, I'm not trying to steal
No,
your
go for
guide.
it. This is the time.
What was your catchphrase? Because every like quirky character in a sitcom has a catchphrase. But what is your? Because it's got to be
Okay.
I'm going
boring.
to add on to that. It's probably a catchphrase. Like, you probably had a public catchphrase, and then the one that you always wanted to have.
So it's in the report.
Oh God, that is so boring.
And then in my mind, I would, comma, you idiot.
There's a little snarkiness at the end.
Yeah.
That you wished you could just kind of
Yes.
add on.
I'd never say it because that wasn't who I was
Season
supposed to
3,
be.
you were going to like whisper
Yeah.
it under your breath, and we were going to start
Getting more
into...
of my personality, but just...
That I like that. That's juicy. Like, what if she knew what the writers' room had planned for her?
Yeah.
100%.
So there's a little bit of anger even at, like, thankful that she bought you this house, but a little bit of resentment where it's like, this was going to be my time.
Yep.
Like you were like, oh, this was going to be a spinoff.
I was going to put that red panda origami on my desk, and it was going to blow the mind of our audience.
Yes. That this side character was going to be like, oh, she's been that the whole time,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
And then it was going to be a big thing, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So I feel like my tenors were stolen from me. And so there is that little bit of resentment and rage. But there's also that it's warring with that. Don't put that forward, because then tenors are less likely to come your way, because most people don't, love the rage.
Right? Unless it's, it was almost like, we'll see.
I'm excited.
We'll see how it goes.
Daisy,
That's awesome.
what are you getting up to?
So, of course, I'm going to remind everyone, we do have another player. We might do like a little side recording as we make their character too.
Nice.
And then bring it back. That'll be awesome. But we are going to soldier on. So, let's take a break from the world, which I'm in love with already. This is fantastic. And let's dive into a little bit of the mechanics of the game that we're going to be playing. So I'm going to give each of you all a character sheet.
Ooh.
Character sheet is double-sided. On the one side, it has your character. On the other side, just a little quick example of how to play the game. It has a place for your character. The title of this adventure is Cancel City. That's what will go there. And then you have your vessel. What I'm going to do... I'm going to explain a lot of this as we go along,
Perfect.
but I want to start by where it says character vessel up in the top left. This is what you are going to use to build your character. Again, how we decide whether or not you succeeded or failed at something, it's basically going to just be, you'll set up different tags inside of a vessel. You'll pull those tags at random, and if you get successful tags, you will be successful. If you get not successful tags, then you will not be.
Okay.
So let's start. I probably should have spent more time talking about like the explanation of the actual game and having all that written out, but
Well,
we'll dive in.
let me make a comment. Since this is audio, this is awesome. This is an awesome little form.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's good. This is like maybe the 5th version of this, but this one has most of the rules on it, and the big things are how to pull, the cycle of play, and then goals and moats. So let's look at, I could just build characters for you, but I kind of want to build them together with you all.
Okay.
So let's start with your vessel. You have B, H, M, and F. That is body, mind, heart, and failures. Okay?
Okay.
Everybody in their vessel has the potential to fail. That's just kind of how it works.
Life.
That's life. Everything else counts as a success. Your objective is to pull out the successful tags when you're trying to get something done, and not pull out one of the failure ones. For now, everyone starts at 1 body tag, 1 mind tag, and 1 heart tag, and 3 failure tags.
Okay.
So we'll just take notes really quick on my side. We got 1 body, 1 mind, 1 heart, and 3 failure tags. You will also start with 3 experience points. Experience points are how you improve your vessel. It's how you show that you are different than other people in the world around you. So experience points can be used to increase the number of tags in your vessel. So, for example, let's say you want a really big, strong character, somebody who focuses on their body.
Okay.
You will use a number of experience points equal to how's the best way to say that? The cost of improving your score in body, going from 1 to 2, is equal to the score you are trying to get. So, if you want to get a 2 in body, it costs 2 experience points.
Okay.
Okay? If you want to get a 3 in body, it will cost 3 experience points.
Okay.
All right? So right now, everybody's at 1 across the board. So if you wanted to get a 2 in one of these stats, you would use 2 of your experience points. You have 1 left over, and you can increase any of them to 2. That represents kind of the differences in people in Cancel City, the differences in the characters.
Okay.
The last element are these little lines below. You see the letter S there, and there's little parentheses after them. Those are skills. Those are things that are unique to your character in particular. So, for example, lore might be a good one for Selly. It could be lore about the city. It could be lore about different characters and their backgrounds. For Daisy, it could be like literally accounting, right? Or record keeping, things like that.
Okay.
These are reporting might also be a good one. These are just useful skills, something that she's good at, right? Those will then help your pulls throughout the game. They help modify them, give you a much better chance at succeeding. When you do something that is focused on your skill.
Okay.
Let's really quickly just do an example.
Oh, I love it.
Let's say you have a 2 in body. We'll keep our soldier example, right? This is just a soldier. He has a 2 in body, and let's say he has a 1 in soldier, right? Because he is a soldier. He would pull, let's say that soldier is trying to open a door. Just open a door. It's locked, and he's shaking on the door trying to open it.
Okay.
He would pull for body. And if he has a 2 in body, he would pull 2 tags at random from his vessel. If either of those are successful tags, he can count them up as successes.
Okay.
Okay? So, let's build vessels. It's usually easier to build them and play with them. I'll put you in a little small scenario.
Ooh, I like it.
And then we'll see how it goes, and we'll see how play actually happens. Let's actually also, I'm going to be a little generous and say that you all have leveled up.
Ooh.
Because you all are a little bit more experienced creatures or characters in, Cancel City, we'll start with 5 experience points instead of the normal 3. So, at this point, 5 is good. And then as we go through adventures, you may get more experience points that you can then apply to your characters as we go along. Let's just go around. Let's see. The best way probably to do this is to ask Sally. Sally, do you think you are more mental focused, physical focused, or like socially focused?
Oh, mental.
Mental, 100%. So let's use our experience points to increase your score in mind. So we'll go from 5 experience points and a 1 in mind to 3 experience points and a 2 in mind.
Okay.
All right? That means you have 3 points left over. Now, you could use those to kind of balance yourself out, get another point in body or another point in heart, but in reality, I don't think Sally really focuses on anything else.
No.
Really. So we will build your skill. I think your skill is either going to be something like lore, or it could be a funnier thing like hyperfixation, or it could be
almost like criticism. Can critiquing criticism be like literary theory, or
we can do literary
film theory?
Film theory. Now, I would say pick film. I would say film probably, right?
Or you could do
'Cause
lore,
it's not like
trivia.
Trivia. Like if you met a comic book character, you wouldn't probably know about their history, but I think you would know any.
It's like he knows Marvel movie character, like Marvel Cinematic Universe characters, but when somebody's like, but that's Scarlet Spider from, and I'll be like, I don't know.
That makes sense. So let's do film history.
Sorry, he's like the Westworld guy who's like, it looks like nothing at all to me.
Visual arts history, visual.
I like it specifically being film.
Okay.
I like it being film history,
So
which is very useful in Kansas City. A lot of films didn't do well.
Yeah. So he probably wouldn't know me because I was in a sitcom.
Probably. I'm going to say, would you watch sitcoms too?
I think he would, but he would view it as kind of like a lesser art form.
Okay.
Like a little snobby about it, where he's like, oh, the silver screen. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Like, oh, good for you. Were you going to be in a Hallmark movie?
The derision I tasted already. So that sounds good. We'll do that. So we'll say film history, and you have 3 experience points left. We will use 2 of them because skills are more expensive than normal tags.
That's
right?
fair.
So skills are always twice as expensive as normal tags because they apply to more things. So we will use 2 of them to give you a 1 in your skill.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds
and you
good.
have 1 left over. So as you develop and grow, you might get some more experience points. You might want to buy another tag as we go along.
Cool.
So next, let's go to Daisy.
Yeah.
Daisy, do you think so here's the trick.
Yeah.
Yours is a little bit different, right? Because you do know how to work with people. I think you are a bit mental, but at the same time, you also do have a way with other people as well.
I think that Daisy would want to be good with other people. So I think she has the capacity. She just hasn't been able to break her mold.
Okay. So then let's do this. Let's give you 1 in mind because you are an accountant. Like you are good at reports and things like that. So we'll use, of your 5 points, we'll use 2 of them to give you a 2 in mind. And we will use, let's say, I like just keeping it general and using reports.
Okay.
Right? Because basically any record keeping, keeping anything in notes, and it's in your catchphrase.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, absolutely.
We'll give you reports 1, so we'll go from 3 in your experience points down to 1.
Okay.
And you will have 1 in reports, and you'll have 1 left over that you might be able to use later. Everything else, it will be 1 in body, 1 in heart for both of you, and then 3 failures.
Okay.
And now we get to the fun part.
Ooh.
And that is your physical vessel.
Ooh.
So
there's props.
So when we are playing, we don't use like dice. We use different vessels, and these are little containers that have the tags in them. I have used all kinds of things to be vessel containers. I've used cups. I've used wooden urns. These are actually 3D printed.
I was gonna say they look very. Also, they're the shape of the title.
They are.
I appreciate that that consistency.
It's the theming. It's
Yeah.
the theming. Body, mind, and heart are the three focuses of Vessel, and so there's a lot of triangles.
I like
in all
it.
the theming.
Look
So
at
there's
all
one
of that.
as well. Oh,
Is it centered?
Oh no, I done pooped my vessel.
done goofed. It's fine. So inside there's a bunch of different sticks, and we'll pull them out, and I'll just show them to you.
Oh,
The sticks are colored. They have different colors. They also have the words on them as well. But the object for now is we are going to use these sticks to make them match the vessel that's on our sheet.
okay.
Okay? So right now, you all have one in body. Body is green and has a B on it. You'll put that in your vessel. You have one in mind. We'll put that in your vessel. And you have one in heart. We'll put that in your vessel too.
All right.
Both of you also have one skill. Skills are yellow, and we'll put that in there. Mind is blue, heart is red. And then you will have 3 failures. You'll see that some of the sticks don't have any markings on them at all.
Yeah.
Those are your failure sticks. You will put 3 of those inside of your vessel too.
Okay.
Go ahead and put them the color side up.
Okay. Is the up is the hole in the bottom, right?
Up is the big open part.
Okay. Okay. Got
So,
it.
yeah.
Got it. I can be taught. Okay.
And so now we have your vessel built.
Okay.
Now this is the fun part. So there's a lot of different ways you can play vessel. A lot of different kinds of physical vessels you can build. The simplest way to think about it, if you're thinking about this at home, if you have a cup that has a bunch of sticks that are marked at the bottom but not at the top, you pull them blindly from the top to try to get some out some at a time. The other side of it is these little things. They have a hole at the bottom. So basically, this is to kind of help with this. You're going to shake it, and if I say pull one tag from your vessel at random, you kind of shake it, and then whoop, pull one out. And it comes out of a little hole in the bottom right corner. You can just kind of droop, 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 droop.
It's been coming out just
It's been
fine, and then you
Yep.
asked me to do that, and now it's like, ha ha.
Aha.
Okay.
And it basically gives you one at a time. And so you can just kind of take it out, see what the result is, and then you can turn it back over, put it back in, and color side up, and then close it back up, and you're ready for your next pull.
Love it.
There are cool little things like this. There's all different kinds of vessels that people can make. I have one player who wants to make a revolver because he's
Oh,
playing a cowboy.
nice.
Right, and so the chamber in it is just like one container, and it only lets one bullet out at a time.
Nice.
So I thought that was really cool. I have one that's printed. Right, I'm going to try to have one for classrooms. Right, so you can print out a bunch of them, cut them, fold them up, and have the sticks. You cut the sticks out and you put them in there.
Oh,
and that
that's
kind of
smart.
works there. So lots of kids can play at a time. But it's very simple in concept. Right, it needs to be a cup or a container, and you need to be able to blindly get a tag out at a time. The most recent one I used was actually for a Valentine's Day game. We had a bunch of like little hearts, and we had a bag. We put the hearts in a bag, and then people would close their eyes, reach into the bag, and they would pull hearts out.
Not sweethearts, like the.
Conversation hearts.
Yep.
Yeah, the conversation hearts. And you
Nice.
pull them out, and it was adorable.
I love that.
So the vessels can be whatever you need, and building new vessels is one of my favorite parts of the game. But right now, it is functional. Your vessels are online.
I like that.
So we'll do a quick test. In short, if you look at your character sheet, you'll see that your mind is a little bit higher, you're a little bit smarter. I'm gonna make a couple custom situations for you all now, just to test it out.
Okay.
We'll start with Kevin.
Okay.
You are in an online argument. We're just gonna start right.
Can I make a skill of keyboarding?
100%.
A keyboard warrior?
A keyboard assault, I think, is a special feature. As you are talking, they are actually talking about a movie you have not watched.
Okay. Well, I still have a strong opinion about it.
100%, and you do need to get this out. So you need to do some research to see if you can find good information to then use in this argument you are making.
Let me get in Selly's mindset. Aw, geez, guys, why you gotta be mean to my movie?
We're gonna... Ooh. So
You just got so excited.
I did get so excited because this is the part of the game I haven't told either of you yet.
Oh.
So I hinted at it, but another fun part of this title, Cancel City, is that you can just ask people for imaginary canceled shows,
Oh.
and they'll give them to you.
Nice.
So I have just this giant list of them to pull from for random situations like this, things that can just populate the city of Cancel City. So the movie in question is actually a kids show that was called Ravioli and Friends. And it's about the subplot of Mary Cannoli, who wasn't really a part of the big group of pastas, but kind of was just always around. And it was like, what does that person represent? And somebody thinks it represents teenage angst. And you're absolutely sure that's not it. So what I'd like you to do is we're going to do our first pull of the game.
Yay.
I'm very excited. So,
Holy cannoli, we're talking about Mary Ravioli and pasta. Darn. Darn. I can see myself making all sorts of bad references. Like, there's going to be a lot of puns here.
Be prepared like pasta.
My argument's going to be thin like an angel hair.
I can't do your voice. If I do your voice, I'll be stuck in it all day.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to drift in and out of it real bad.
Thanks for this.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks.
great.
Oh,
It's a
jeez,
nice present
guys.
for your household.
Yeah.
You know, once I leave, it'll just be around.
What's bad is we're running a D&D game later tonight, and just know Sally's voice is going to feature prominently.
So let's have you pull. So you
Okay.
have a 2 in mind. So that means you will pull 2 sticks at random from your vessel. And this will represent your ability to research this topic.
All
We'll
right.
see how well you do.
Okay.
Any tag that you pull from your vessel that is not a failure counts as a success.
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
If you pull a tag that aligns with what you're trying to do, it is a critical success. And it gives you 2 successes instead of 1.
I love it.
So, what'd you pull?
I pulled 1 S and 1 heart.
Awesome. Heart is not a failure, so it counts as 1 success.
Awesome.
1 S, because this is not film lore in specific, I'm not going to say your skill is applied to this situation, just because it's a kid's TV show and not a full feature-length
I feel
film.
like that's a valid assessment.
Why do I feel like this is like pasta-themed Veggie Tales?
Yes. A little bit. Without the religious reference, but it's just pasta that's kind of walking around trying to teach people letters. It's very good.
All the macaroni's just ends.
All of them are ends. And that's why it didn't do very
Yeah,
well.
no,
There's only so many shapes pasta can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One got turned over and was a U, and everybody ostracized it.
And spaghetti was way overworked. It was like because it broke it into a
Yeah.
bunch of pieces. And then Italian people got mad that they were breaking the spaghetti in order to spell the words. It was nice.
I also see it could get canceled because everyone had a very stereotypical Italian accent. It just sounded like a high school full of Marios.
And it wasn't like
No, they weren't good. Everyone was just talking with their hands.
it did
Oh no, is this how I get canceled on a PG?
Oh no!
It's a statement to the Anti-Italian Defamation League. It's a calling on the phone.
No, it's okay because it did get canceled already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It already got canceled. I've just found a weird loophole.
Does-
Yeah, I can do so many offensive accents.
Listen,
Does,
we already agree with you. They're here in the city. We already agree with you listening.
My question is, if it gets canceled in Cancel City, does that make it a positive and it gets out of there?
No, it's not a double negative.
Okay.
You just kind of get thrown in the gutter.
I was going to say, you're going to have a lot of edgelord internet comedians in Cancel City that are like, loophole.
Are you gonna be at attention deficit?
Yeah, no, they just go into a lot of debt. Yeah. 100%.
God, what is hell in Cancel City?
We're going deep. We're gonna stay on the surface right now.
This is like when you like in Toy Story when you realize you're like, oh, those toys.
What?
They see everything, and they're made of plastic. They're going to not biodegrade. Oh, no.
Yeah, we're not going to think about the eternal graveyard of Woody and Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
We're going to scoot on past that.
So I got two successes.
Two successes. Two successes is average. Most of the time, the goal that you're trying to reach is 2.
Okay.
Sometimes, if it's like a normal thing that everybody can do, pretty much the goal will be 1. But a lot of times, you all are trying to do a little bit more. So you will, most of the time, the goal that you're trying to reach is 2.
Okay.
You did really well. You find references to the conversations with the voice actor for Mary Cannoli about what she decided or what she was trying to bring to the character. And a lot of it was all about like the repression of femininity. Maybe we're going too heavy already again.
I like it.
But that's really what she was trying to bring to the character. But again, it wasn't the place for it. It was a kid's show.
So just my real life reference. I once was at a comic convention in James Marsden, who's like a B movie.
Are you talking about James Marsters?
James Marsters, there we go.
Yeah, Spike from Buffy
James
the Vampire
Marsden actually was an actor. So take that, James Marsters. Calling you out. But he was like, yeah, I was really trying to bring in this like pathos and this American masculinity to this character. And I was like, bro, you were in a knockoff of Cowboys versus Aliens. Like, don't pretend. So I'm doing this. I'm like, oh, you don't understand what this actor's... Well, you don't understand what Mary Cannoli was trying to do. Oh.
So we're going to do another pull.
All right.
And this is your ability to convince people of your argument. So this is actually a heart pull, and it's not something that he's very good at.
No, my brain says I'm right.
We'll give it a try. Go ahead and pull for heart. You have a 1 in heart, so you will pull 1 tag at random from your vessel.
Honestly, I'm super stressed right now.
Oh, that's a failure.
That's a failure. That's no successes at all. You have all the knowledge in your head.
Yeah.
Your ability to articulate it out on the internet, you get flamed immediately. Like there's spelling errors.
I got ratioed.
Like you get ratioed hard.
And somebody's just like, asterisk your.
You are.
And so that's a day in the life of Celluloid Guy 99.
Oh, that feels very accurate.
That's kind of how it goes.
Sally, what'd you do?
That's kind of how the game it played. That sounds good, right? That's pretty straightforward. Now, if it was some sort of film, right, you would probably also add your skill. So you would pull an additional tag as well for either the heart or the mind pull. And that's why skills are a little bit more expensive, because you can use them for any other kind of pull that it seems to apply for, right?
Okay.
If you were in a wrestling match with a character from a film, you would have a little bit of an edge.
Oh.
Right? So.
Okay. Now I feel like I'm going to set up a scenario where I wrestle somebody with knowledge.
We'll see how it goes. You'd be like, no, in the film, in that one episode, that one part of the film, he was weak in his left knee, and you kind of...
Yeah, heck yeah.
100%.
You found his Achilles tendon in his knee.
In his knee. It's right here where the tendon's supposed to be.
His Achilles heel in his kneecap.
That's how it goes. But only a film scholar would know that.
Yeah.
So let's head on over to Daisy. How you doing, Daisy?
I'm ready.
Awesome. Let's think about a day in the life of Daisy. She is probably actually still very tangibly useful for Cancel City because everybody needs reports, right?
Absolutely.
And you're known for reports, and probably let's actually come up with a name for the lead of Happy Times, because that may be a recurring antagonist.
Okay, so my name is Daisy Lockstep. What how about Virginia Coalbottom?
Coalbottom. And I'm going to say she was just so excited all the time. We're going to make her like a tall brunette. She wore like things to show off her legs.
Yeah.
And she was just always out there talking, happy, blowing up everything. Everything was about her, and she was often right.
Yeah.
Happy Times was actually kind of, I'm going to say it was a ironic title, because most of the storylines was Virginia going into things and trying to make people happy and immediately making them less happy.
Yeah.
And then everyone else kind of dancing around the fact and fixing whatever thing she set up. But she was really funny, and the actress who played her was also very funny, objectively.
Yeah.
So people did like Virginia Colebottom, but they liked to hate her, the antics she got up to. She did set you up with the job.
Oh, okay.
Just
a house
because-
and a job.
A house
God,
and a job. She has
the
connections.
rage just got a little bit more.
She's like, I know somebody who, and you didn't know anybody really in Kansas City. No one does. And so you got there, and she got you a job, probably working at, I'm going to go down the list, under a Oscar. Oscar was a bear.
Ooh.
Also on a kids show. I think I have a lot of kids shows.
Oh,
but this
okay.
bear like hunted actively, and it didn't make it longer than a season, because they were like, why did you have the bear hunt? Like, it's a kids show. And the person who's like, no, bears are they're fierce creatures that need to be respected for all that they do. And so it got a pilot, but that was it.
Okay, so not only do I have rage that she got me this job, but the person that I'm working under has less experience than I do.
100%. And they're a bear.
Yeah. So I can't even have a conversation with them.
Not really. They're a whole bear. I'm going to say you are at your desk working, and you have a nicer computer. I think this little office, it runs, I'm going to say, probably is like a publishing firm of some kind.
Okay.
So it is a good job, because the idea is we're trying to get attention out to people, right? So it is a good paying job. They work in, but they kind of work in paper, and paper is
like newspapers.
It's a newspaper company.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah. I don't get to, it's delayed because it's in print. And so I don't get to run social media, which would be instantaneous and garner more attention.
100%.
And so although it's a good paying job, it's also frustrating because I'm delayed. We're delayed in our reporting of the news.
Yeah, every time. And the longer you've been here, the more you realize it's kind of just a place where there's probably some people in charge of this company that are just kind of doing like stock buybacks and like pretty much just
almost a shell company.
It's kind of a shell company at this point.
Okay.
It's kind of, it kind of is. And you got tipped off to that by the fact your boss is a bear.
Yeah. And I'm actually doing the full job of him.
You're doing all the work.
He looks cooler than me. And despite the fact that he's a bear, he has more of a personality that he shows to the public than I do.
Someone puts new ties on the bear every day.
Yeah.
And it's not him. He doesn't have any thumbs.
Yeah.
And he's not like, and that was the thing, he's not like a cartoon
he's
happy
not like
on his back feet bear.
Smokey the bear.
No. He's on all fours walking around, and he just happened to know letters well. So he's just on all fours.
He's got one of those mats like you see on TikTok with the dogs that hey, I need to go to the bathroom, or like they have a bathroom button or a treat button.
And so you're at your desk working and doing basically the job of the entire company. And this bear walks over to your desk and presses the button he left on your desk, which is it's due tomorrow. And it's clearly someone else's voice because the bear doesn't talk.
Right.
And he just, it's due tomorrow. And then he kind of hovers over the buttons for a little bit, and then he will press give it to me by the end of the day. It's due tomorrow. Give it to me by the end of the day. And then he'll press salmon for lunch. And then he just walks down this has been like, it's just salmon.
Yeah.
Whenever the company pays for lunch, it's always salmon.
Of course.
Oh, really? It's not ever bear claws?
I think that would be a little cannibalistic.
But no
But
pastry?
it's very punny.
Yeah. No, nothing. Okay, cool.
Nope.
Is there a laugh track since you're a sitcom character?
We should have that. No, we're not.
I would just love if you were looking like, where is that coming from?
It's just always around you. It's just always in the background, a little laugh track. I think it plays in your head.
Yeah.
And I think it's annoying.
Yeah.
And you're like, because you have anticipated laugh tracks for your whole life. And so it's kind of like no one else hears it, but you hear it.
Yeah. And I also am sitting there muttering at my desk while I'm pulling up the local fish market menu to see if I can get the order delivered. And then I'm like, he pressed buttons that were contradictory. If it's due tomorrow, why do I have to have it done by the end of the day?
Yeah, it's great. It's been really bad working here. It's been really bad. Go ahead and pull for mind as you are looking up the local fish and working on your report. I'm going to say let's pull for mind just to see if you can find good salmon for lunch.
All right. And since I have 2 in mind, I'm pulling 2 tags.
Correct.
Okay. So I got 1 in heart and 1 in body.
Excellent. So that is 2 successes. Neither of those are failures, right?
Yes.
So they count as successes. So you have 2 successes total. There's a good market close by, and you find that they're having a sale, and you know that he doesn't really care about the quality. It's just bulk.
Quantity, not quality.
So you find there's a sale, and you'll take advantage of it, and they do deliver.
I love it.
So yeah, you have the salmon delivered.
Okay.
Easy enough, and now you got to work on that report for the evening. Now, you do have reports as one of your skill.
Yes.
So I'm going to have you can go ahead and turn it over again. You don't have to feed it back through the hole, but that's up to you. You know.
I'm like, I want all the options.
Yes, and you do want all your options before you pull. So go ahead and put it back in there, though.
Okay.
You do want all of them in there before you pull. And then go ahead and give it just a little shaky shake.
Shaky shake.
All right.
And then,
And now,
because it's a success, I get to pull 1, correct?
because it's a skill, you will pull
that's what I meant.
2 in mind, because this is still a mind thing you're trying to
gotcha.
work on. And you will pull 1 in reports. You'll pull 3 tags total.
3 tags total. Ooh,
That's fire. Okay, let's talk about that. What did you pull?
I pulled 1 in mind, 1 in heart, and 1 success.
Excellent. 1
skill. Sorry.
So you pulled 1 in heart. That's 1 success. You pulled 1 in mind. This is a mind pull that she's doing, so that counts as 2 successes. That's a
look at
success.
that.
And then you pulled a skill, and because you are using your skill for this thing, and instead of like looking for not film, and you're gonna have an opinion on not a film.
Okay.
Sully's sad.
A little bit, but you pulled a skill, and that is what you're trying to do right now. So that counts as 2 successes.
So I got 5 total.
You got 5 total, which is an incredible success.
Oh,
that is almost one of the highest you can get. So that's fantastic.
Yes.
With 5 successes, lunch has arrived, and you have completed the report already.
Wow.
The report was actually on a recent survey that was done, a political survey about the political parties in Kansas City.
Okay.
Specifically, there is the Power Fantasy Party that is currently in power. They seem to be trying to get back some votes or attention from the How To Party.
Okay.
The collection of all the how-to videos that nobody ever watches until you really need something, and then you're very glad that how-to video is there.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, a couple of them do very well. But
okay.
For most time, not so much.
It's not a constant need, but it's a necessity.
Correct. That's a very good way to put it. So they do have a little bit of a community, and they're trying to pull from that voting poll. I should also mention politics in Kansas City. It's not voting; it's ratings.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So it doesn't really matter what your views are. It matters how many people watch your campaign.
Oh man, those like 5-minute craft videos that are those weird clickbaity hack videos. I imagine
They do pretty well.
yeah, there must be a crazy political party in the how-to group. Are they like a faction?
They're
of
like a
them?
They're
subgroup.
actually one of the oldest things in Cancel City because as technology advanced over all the years, people have not needed how-tos on a lot of things. As time has advanced, like nobody's like how to properly send a fax, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
That video's not doing well, but that person just kind of had like they're kind of the blue collar of Cancel City because they're not super rich, like, but they are necessary. So some people do watch them, but you know, nobody's looking at those videos anymore. So the ones that invested their attention wisely, some of them are actually in nostalgia, right? But
Yeah.
you know, so the ones that didn't, they're still here.
Some of them go to Candy Mountain.
There's a destitute. Wow, did you make an Animal Farm reference there?
I don't think. No, there's that.
Big Rock Candy Mountain.
No, I'm talking about that Charlie video. Going to Candy Mountain, Charlie. Okay.
I know what you're talking about.
Thank you.
I don't.
You got that
That's cool.
I
reference.
did get that reference. That makes me happy.
Did I fail in real life with a skill
I guess so.
check
You
with a
pulled,
bull?
you pulled a 0. What?
Yeah.
No. So that's basically how the game's played, right?
Okay.
And that's how it goes. Most everything is very simple. You just pull the number of tags that you have, in the score that you have for that, and that pretty much is the whole game. Any questions about that?
No.
That. Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
Super fun.
Yay! I'm glad.
And also, I thoroughly enjoy the fact that I don't have to do math. I mean, or if it's very limited math.
It's a little adding.
Yeah,
but that's it.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Awesome. I'm very glad. It should be very simple. It allows for some complexity. Cancel City has a list of skills to choose from.
Okay.
Right? But in this instance, I thought it'd be more fun to kind of come up with your own skills. Depending.
I like it.
And you can do it. You can do whatever you want with the adventure system. It's very, very flexible.
Nice.
Let's talk a little bit about a couple more things that are on your character
Sure.
sheets here.
Okay.
First, let's take a look at the letter P that's next to your skills, right?
Okay, I see it.
That's the last kind of tag. They are black
Okay.
in color. Penalties are things that happen to you as we play.
Okay.
So occasionally, I might give you a penalty.
Oh.
So, for example, if we talk about our soldier, right, who was here before, if the soldier is out in combat and takes like a wound to their left shoulder or something like that, I might give them a penalty of left shoulder or something like that.
Okay.
If they now try to do something with their left shoulder, this counts as just a normal failure in their vessel. Right?
Okay.
But if they try to do something with their left shoulder, it counts as a -1. It's a critical failure, right? So some things will affect and give you minuses if you're trying to do something that is associated with that penalty, just like a skill will give you an additional if you're trying to do something that is associated with that skill.
Okay.
Adding failures to your vessel is not common,
Okay.
but it does happen, specifically if a fight breaks out, right? Or something terrible is happening to your character at that moment.
Okay.
If that is the case, I can add more failures to your vessel as it goes along. That means if you're getting hurt or damaged, you get worse at things.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Right? That's kind of how it goes. So at the bottom underneath that, you will see BT, KO, and D on your character sheets. There.
Okay.
BT is body target. That is how hard it is to hurt you with something.
Okay.
Both of you have a 1 in body. So currently your body target is 1.
Okay.
So if someone is trying to hit you in the head with a bat, they would have to pull 1 success to do so.
Ooh.
Okay. Neither of you are particularly physically fit. You're just normal people. So if it's pretty easy to hit a normal person in the head with the bat.
Okay.
Your KO threshold is how many failures it takes for you to be out of that particular encounter or that challenge.
Okay.
Right now, is for you all, because you have one body, two mind, one heart, one skill, and you have 3 failures. So as things are happening or you're getting in a fight, I'm adding failures to your vessel.
Right.
If the number of failures in your vessel exceeds the number of successes, you go unconscious.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. So in this instance, because you all have 3 failures in your vessel already, if you get
2?
3 more failures, you would go unconscious.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because that puts it over.
Oh, yeah. Because there's 1, 1, 1, and yep, gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So your KO threshold, a good way to think about it is 6. A lot of times people will write 6 just because it shows, because you're counting up failures in your vessel as it's happening. So if it gets to 6, you're unconscious.
Okay.
And the last one, unfortunately, is death.
Oh.
If it exceeds twice your number of successes, your character dies. Okay, it's possible for you to get knocked unconscious and still be okay, right? You're just kind of knocked out. That happens in movies all the time.
Nobody's kicking us while we're down.
Unless someone's kicking you while you're down.
And then you D.
Yeah. So the number of those, so it's twice as much for you all at the moment. That's going to be 11, right?
Okay.
Because it has to exceed twice as much.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay? So that's that. Items we will talk about. You all can get some cool items that you will have on your person. We can talk about that in a little bit here. We'll come back and give you a few. But these are just things that you can use for your characters. And now let's talk about goals and moats. Moats are a resource in the Vessel Adventure game.
Okay.
Moats count as 1 automatic success at whatever pull you want to do. If you have 3 moats, you can use all of them to get 3 successes on a pull that you're doing. Or you can use 1 if you want to just add 1 more, or 2 if you want to add 2 more, etc. Both of you are going to start with 2 moats. I'm going to just give you 2 for free.
Yay.
How would we earn moats?
For anything. You earn moats through your personal or group goals.
Ooh, I like it.
Okay? So, your personal goals are things that you personally are trying to achieve as a character. Has nothing to do with everybody else, but what you kind of want to get up to. What's your motivation? That's actually what moats is short for. Different motivations.
I like it.
Yeah. So, you gain motivation by achieving your goals.
Okay.
Your group goals are what everyone's here to do. Right?
Okay.
The amount of moats you get for completing group goals is usually a little bit higher than personal goals as well, right? So it's usually better to work together as a team to achieve your group goals, but your personal goals you will kind of come up with as your characters develop. So I think the last thing I want to do for you two is develop some personal goals.
Love it.
And kind of find out what you all are wanting to do. Now, that's basically the reason why I wanted that last question. Why are you currently trying to get large amounts of tenors right now? So let's kind of narrow it down a bit and write them down as personal goals.
Okay.
Let's actually start with Daisy this time.
So Daisy, she wants to be more of the lead. She wants to have that lead character energy. And she is thinking that the way she can do that is by being more visible and showing more of herself. So maybe she is, well, first of all, she wants to decorate her house. So, and anybody that's ever decorated a house knows that you need to have tenors for that.
100%.
So I think that one of her personal goals should be hiring an interior decorator, maybe.
Okay.
What do you think?
We can do hiring interior decorator. I think actually a fun one will be because you want your goals to be tangible. Right?
Okay. Yep.
There's some in the rule book. There's some guidelines on how to build good goals, but a lot of it is kind of concurrent with in real life how to build good goals. Right.
Okay.
You want some tangible. So let's start small. Let's add 1 item to your interior decor.
Oh, I love it.
So every time you add a piece of decor to your house, you'll get a moat.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
Now my question is, do I have to pay for that, or if I see something free on the sidewalk,
or if something falls off the back of a truck. Is that what you're asking? Yes, it will still count. As long as it makes it back in one piece to your house.
I love it. So I need to have some successes.
You might get some. You might need some. You might need some successes. So we'll add that, and then also we'll do. Let's do the goal of taking charge more.
Okay.
Right? Like, you want to, every time you kind of step out into the limelight, push yourself a little bit further. I may give you a mote as well.
Okay.
Now, these are up to my discretion at the time.
love that.
Right? So I'll kind of decide if I'm like, you brought 5. If you get 5 jelly beans and put them on the wall, I may not count that.
Yeah.
It's achieving a personal goal.
That's valid.
But if you get 5 jelly beans in a shadow box and have some fancy person sign it, then maybe.
Oh,
right?
okay. I like
so
it.
It would depend, right?
I think I enjoyed that discretion because it makes the choices more fun to see like what the outcome's going to be.
Mm-hmm. And I kind of like it. I think those are good, solid goals for Daisy.
Absolutely.
That's good.
I love it. Thank you.
So let's think about Sally. I'm just calling you Sally. I don't think
That's all good. Yeah.
Cavin probably doesn't even remember the full name at this point.
Celluloid God 99.
Okay.
What does that mean?
What?
My brain is like
celluloid is what they make film on.
Oh.
Yeah, I did not put that together.
I didn't either. That makes a lot of sense.
He was being clever from the get-go.
Yeah, he
and
was.
Both
That
of
was
us
really
just
intelligent.
Right over our
Yeah.
heads.
My brain.
Every once in a while, guys.
That's really good. That was great.
Because all I could think of was Cellophane from the musical Chicago, Mr. Cellophane.
Right?
And
It used to be my name.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know why I know
Yeah,
that
okay.
song.
I mean, that was a deep pull, and I'm okay. So you were like, I don't know if I'll get Kobayashi Maru, but I know musical Chicago.
What's weird is I don't think I know any other song from that musical.
That's fair.
Well, you had it coming.
Oh, that was the song. That was the lyric from one of the songs.
Ah!
I got that one.
This would be bad for me.
Yeah, I have a couple goals for Sully. First, I think he would want to see one of his clients get from kind of the dregs of Cancel City up to nostalgia.
Professional goal.
Yeah, but he would also want to win an internet argument. Like just have somebody tell him that he's right.
Mm-hmm. Would that be like him going viral with that?
No, just like somebody being like, yeah, you're right. Because I have a feeling he's not won a lot of these.
Probably not one ever.
Yeah.
Let's do this. I'm going to narrow these down a little bit. I like this. Let's go with getting characters out of Cancel City. Mm-hmm. Right? Every time you get a character successfully out of Cancel City, I'm actually going to give you a couple of motes for that. That's a big one.
Heck yeah.
Right? So we'll do that. We'll have that one be one of your personal goals. And then the second one I'm going to say is going to be winning an argument about film. Specifically, right? Mm-hmm. So it doesn't necessarily have to be in the internet. It could be, you know, in real life or anything like that, right? Mm-hmm. And you come across film characters and other people who have strong opinions about the film characters that live next door to them, right? So getting into any argument and winning it
will get you
heck
one.
Yeah. All right? Now, for both of these, I'm not gonna let you all spam them, right? Like overall, you're not going to just, this whole game now, you're going to do interior design and you're going to go arguing with people. That's the reason we're going to have some group goals.
I love it.
We will develop those in a little bit to kind of get you all on the same page. Those are weighted a lot heavier. In this instance, every time you achieve a group goal, you'll get at least 3 votes for your characters. So, the last thing I need to do before we dive into playing the game in earnest, and this was kind of the original draw for this, which kind of started Kansas City as a whole. We're going to build a show together. Ooh. Okay. And I am going to ask you all a couple of questions that seem very unrelated.
Ooh.
And I'm going to just kind of jam your answers into what is up and coming for you all in our adventure. And we're going to use your answers to build that adventure.
This is like ad libs.
A little bit.
I like
little
it.
bit like that.
Please don't ask me what a verb is.
No. I just want you to, first thing that comes off the top of your head.
The English teacher in Cavin just glared at me.
It's just like, ooh.
Yeah. What are you doing here?
I let it go. I didn't want to say
It was a
anything
joke.
about it.
Now I'm going to win this argument. In real life. Give Cavin a moat, not Sally.
You get a whole motivation.
Yeah.
Man, I need some of those. All right. First question, we will ask, we'll go back to Cavin.
Okay.
All I want you to do is just from your gut, first thing off the top of your head.
Okay.
How do you liven up a dance recital?
Sorry. The first, if we're going first instinct, scorpions.
Scorpions. This is hilarious.
Tell me that wouldn't make a dance recital more exciting.
It
I'll
would
wait.
liven that bad boy up.
The only thing that I could...
Bonus points if it's like a child's one.
A
Yeah.
child's dance party?
Yeah, and child's like dance recital, and you're like, oh my god, I'm having to be here for my niece. Scorpions.
And you just have them in your pocket.
Yeah,
You
pocket
just whip 'em
scorpion.
out.
My mind would have thought rats would be more...
Oh no, I want there to be consequences.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, rats
I
are
mean,
just gonna
besides the
bite
bubonic
people.
plague.
That's chipmunks.
Oh.
Wait,
Apelles
what?
is like-
Chipmunks carry the plague. That's how
Rats didn't carry it too?
So it's
There can be more than one criminal.
theory I've heard is that actually is believed it was hamsters.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Oh, that probably wouldn't have got out because a lot of people have
Richard
hamsters.
Gere would have a problem with that.
Really? PG.
We're trying. I was about to go with capitalist. It would just be like, oh yeah, the rich people have hamsters, and they would tell people. It's
yeah,
It's clearly
that
your
big
rats
hamster
that did it, and
industry.
not the hamster that I imported from South America to be here. Like, no, that can't possibly be the cause.
It's definitely not that.
Jeez, no, that's not it at all. PG, no commentary. And PG, no social commentary. We're going straight ahead. We're all good. So, next question.
Yes.
Just off the top of your head, Bree,
Yes.
where does the stately bird call home?
I would like to say the stately bird calls home the clock tower in the center of Kansas City.
Clock tower in the center.
And it only rings when it's prime time.
Prime time. I am going to... So, this is one of my favorite things to do. I'm going to use these to kind of... I'm going to take some artistic liberties.
I love it.
But we're going to have a really fun adventure already. This is great. All right.
I feel like
I'm pretty sure the clock tower in Kansas City is like not Big Ben, right?
No.
Like it's probably like another small town's clock tower that
Yeah.
actually isn't very big or impressive, but like everyone was like, this totally was going to be big and impressive. But now I have to Google bad clock towers.
so there is in the sequel to Disney's Enchanted, there is a dance scene in a city center that revolves around a tiny clock tower. So
which city was it in?
it's imaginary.
Imaginary city.
Yeah. So you could check that out. Google it. I actually visited it in real life. IRL.
Oh, it does exist.
It does exist over in Ireland.
Oh. Awesome.
Dropping facts.
All right. Well, I will use all of that. I also have one other one, but we will dive into that. Let's see. I want to see really quickly. Okay. I think this is a great time to take a break.
Okay.
We'll take 5, take 10, and then we'll come back, and we're not going to dive deep into it, but we will kick off the first little section of Cancel City.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Let's go.